I'm Dr. Shannon and this is Move It or Lose It, and today I'm going to be doing my total neck stretching pain and flexibility routine. So the first part of the routine is to do range of motion. This is really helpful for the ligaments, but also the nerves and helping them relax. So first we're going to do circles, and we're going to do each range of motion 10 times. So we'll start looking to the right and then up to the left. And 10. The next range of motion is just lateral flexion. So we'll start to the left and then to the right. Nine and 10. And the next is rotation. So we'll start flicking off to the right and then swivel to the left. And the last range of motion is the shoulders. The shoulders have a lot to do with how all of this is functioning. So we're just going to do shoulder rolls, 10 forward and then 10 back. And 10, and then going back. So the next part of the routine is stretching. We're going to be doing all the way around the neck, the pecs, and the traps. If you want just neck stretches, I've made a video of just those as well, so you can pause and go find that if you'd like. But this is the whole routine for the whole system, so we're gonna do everything. So we'll start with 1 minute on each side. The first thing we're gonna do is ear to shoulder. Remember to keep your shoulders back and down during this stretch. We're stretching this side here, so you should feel the stretch along the side and into even your shoulder. I keep my hand here to remind me to keep my shoulders back and down, and now it's just habit, and this is my life now. If you like wiggling in your stretches, go for it, or you can stand perfectly still. It doesn't really change the stretch. Remember that stretches should be a pleasant discomfort. If it hurts, back off a little bit and wiggle around in that until you feel the stretch but not pain. Okay, and then we're going to be doing nose to armpit on that same side. Here we go. This is another one you can wiggle around in to get a better stretch. So you can point more toward your shoulder, point your head toward the front, wiggle around and see what feels best for you. Okay, so the next stretch is chin to chest. We'll be stretching the back of the neck. It's better if you suck your chin in and get as many double chins as you can, and that stretches out the suboccipitals at the back of the head. now we're going to be doing the other side. So we'll do nose to armpit first. Okay, and then last stretch of the neck, ear to shoulder. I don't have any music in this video, but if you like to stretch to music, I encourage you to play your own. I didn't want to assume what people like. Maybe you hate my music. I don't know your life. The next stretch that we're going to be doing is the pecs in about 15 seconds. And they're really important for how the neck functions, which I'll make a future video on. But if you haven't done a pec stretch before, just bear with me. And trust me that it's very important to do. Okay, so we're going to do it in the wall. So arm on the wall and then turn away from it. If you don't feel a stretch, you can creep your arm up the wall or down until you feel the stretch all the way across your chest. And switch. So same thing, arm on the wall, and then turn away. Okay, so the next one is going to be the traps. So there's 3, and we'll start to get each level of traps. So clasp your arms and stretch your spine to the wall behind you while stretching your arms out to the wall in front of you, and go low. And head down, and you should feel the stretch across the upper traps. And now we're going to do the mid traps. So around level with your shoulders. And again, spine toward the wall behind you while pushing your hands out toward the wall in front of you. And head down. And the last stretch is the lower fibers of the traps. So it's the same thing, only your arms are up high. And you should feel the stretch on your lower rib cage in the back. And if you're into yoga and you're not quite feeling that stretch, you can do eagle pose with your arms to see if you get a better one. And I find when I do that, I get a little bit more stretch into my rotator cuff. And I just got an email. And that's the end of the stretching portion. This next section is hold relax stretching. So that's when in the end range of the stretch, you isometrically contract that muscle for 5 seconds and then let go deeper into that stretch. So today we'll be doing the pecs, and we'll go into the pec stretch. So on the wall, find where the stretch feels best for you, stretch into it, and then push against the wall at about 80% of your strength for 5 seconds, and then let go and go deeper into the stretch. And then press against the wall, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then stretch into it. And we'll do it one more time on this side. Contract 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then stretch into it. And then we'll do the other side, the exact same thing. So go into the stretch, and now contract against the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then stretch into it. And then contract your pec against the wall. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then stretch into it. And we'll do one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then stretch it out. And then we only have one section left. The last section is foam rolling, which I haven't done a video about yet, but the key to doing it is doing it slowly. So we're gonna foam roll the upper traps and then use the foam roller to help release the suboccipitals, which are the muscles right at the base of your skull. So you place the foam roller underneath you, right at the bottom of your rib cage, and then put as much of your weight on it by lifting up your bum as feels good for you, and then slowly roll up your rib cage. And we're gonna go back and forth. Another key to foam rolling is keeping your hair out of the way, because it hurts otherwise. You might get some cracks. It's not ideal, it's not terrible either. You can also angle your body so that you're a little bit more on the muscles beside the spine than on the actual spine itself. And now we're going to use the foam roller to release the suboccipitals. So you place the foam roller not on your hair, but right where the skull meets the spine. And then you rotate and gently press into it. And foam roll back and forth just a little bit. And where it feels good. Again, foam rolling is like stretching. It shouldn't hurt. It should just be kind of a pleasant discomfort, kind of like a deep massage. And I lied, there's one more relevant place to foam roll, and that's the pecs. So if you're like me and have breast tissue, it's important to avoid that. So you're basically only going from about here to here. So you place the foam roller on an angle and your pec muscle on top, and then just slowly roll back and forth from the pec to the shoulder joint. And then the other side. And I've squished my foam roller. Whew. And that's the end of this routine. And that concludes this routine. I hope you guys are feeling as good as I am right now. If this routine helped you, remember to do it regularly, and especially if you work at a desk or you suffer from headaches or you're getting prolotherapy for the neck or thoracic spine. If you like this routine, please consider subscribing so that you can get weekly updates on pain-free living.